for the reasoning behind the housing issue, the national health issue, the education issue.
The question is about illegal immigration. Let me bring Mark in, just because you're sitting here very patiently and I know you're desperate to get in. But it's illegal immigration we're talking about, so people crossing the channel or coming in other ways illegally.
So I'm going to put my cards on the table. Before I retired, I was the General Secretary of the Civil Service Union PCS. It was my union, working with Care for Calais, that funded the stopping of the policy to Rwanda. We stopped the flights on the airport, and it's one of the proudest things we've ever done. The Rwanda policy was inhumanity at its worst. And let's remember a few things. You listen to this conversation and you think we're going to be overrun with 800 million people. Currently, of the EU 27 countries, Britain is 14th in terms of the amount of people who seek asylum in the UK. The fact of the matter is, no politician anymore seems to be, and I admire Llynnos, is prepared to say Wales and Britain is the great country it is because of centuries of immigration that brought us cultural enrichment, support in our public services, and some of our greatest things. We should be proud of it. My father came to this country from Poland after the Second World War. So all the talk at the moment is negative. We should have some people talking up. I've had 4 life-saving operations. I've had a heart transplant, and the nurses and doctors who saved me came from Africa and Asia and China and from all over the world, and I'm glad they came to this country, otherwise I wouldn't be alive. Now the question we have to ask is this talk about illegal immigration. If people look at the statistics, they will find of the small boat crossings, people whose cases have been assessed, more than half are given leave to stay because it's accepted they have a right to seek asylum in Britain. And the only reason they're getting in dinghies, and 225 have died since 2018, 78 died last year. Let's have some humanity and think of the women and children, people fleeing war and persecution. They shouldn't have to get in a dinghy. And the way to smash the criminal gangs is to do what we are petitioning the Labour government to do. We should have a policy like we had for Ukraine, of a visa policy to come through safe routes where your case can be assessed in a system that isn't underfunded. There's currently over 250,000 backlog cases because the Tory government savaged civil service numbers and cut the Home Office to the bone. As a humane, civilised country, we should accept that if people come here, they should have their case assessed against rules, swiftly and efficiently. And what I think you'll find is an awful lot of them will be given leave to stay, and those people will become part of our communities and our nurses and our doctors and our social workers, and we should be proud of that. And when politics is all expressed through a negative about people fleeing, we should look at a mirror and say to ourselves this simple question I'll finish on. This problem isn't going to go away. With climate change and emergencies, there's going to be huge population shifts in the decades to come. And the idea that we can be Fortress Britain and Fortress Europe is for the birds. We need international cooperation to deal with what are going to be seismic shifts in a mature way that puts humanity at its heart rather than dumbing down to the most reactionary politics imaginable.
Okay. I will take another question.